Hey guys, Darth Glork here, back with part 3 of my Lucy Got Problems playthrough. So last time, we're trying to fix an audio issue. Anyway, so last time, what the hell happened last time? I think last time, it's been like 6 days since I last recorded this game, so, and it's been a lot of work days since then, so a little hard to remember, but I think that we got stuck in the dead end last time of like the bad end, and I don't know what I did, and so then I reloaded and I'm loosely following a guide now. It's not very clear on what's what and what endings are what, honestly, and so I'm sort of loosely following one. But I do remember that we died lots of times. I do remember that. So we are following a guide, and I'm hoping that. There's one of these endings that I'm going for now, and it's the longest one. So I'm assuming it's probably the best one. And so we're just gonna probably go down that path because other paths are more obviously not good, but some of them are labeled bad, and some of them are labeled evil. And so I don't know what does that mean? And so I'm assuming bad is just like no good for anybody, you probably just die, right? I know what the bad ends are because we've been getting those. But I don't know what the difference in quote unquote evil is. And so for now, we're probably just gonna go for the big main one that's labeled like decent, or it's either descent or decent. I don't know because I can't read. But I don't know, so we're probably just gonna go down that one, and then we'll once we get to that ending, we'll just see how we feel, and maybe I'll decide, yeah, that's a good place, we'll be done with that, or maybe I'll decide that I want to keep going and finding more endings on camera. I don't know. So I believe for the ending we're going for, we're gonna say tell Ellie about your feelings. You probably know that we, the demons, were not always in this world. Oh god, what was my voice for Ellie? Wasn't it something like more peppy? Oh, is that so? To be honest, our elders are not so sure about it. Whoop, sorry. We don't, know much about the world underground and everyone who resides there. This place where you live was previously occupied by the Dark Elves. They were not a very friendly nation. We even had war with them several times. We repelled their attacks, but never went underground after them. Last time they emerged on the surface, at first we thought they decided to start another war, but it turned out it was the opposite. Now it's not uncommon to meet a Dark Elf who's looking for work in the surface town. I saw them several times during my travels. They were still not very friendly, but I think they were doing their best. It's not that easy to fight your own prejudice and integrate into the new place. Yeah, it's really not that easy. I was born in a completely different place, more precisely in another world. Even in times of peace, life in the Legion of Darkness is pretty, well, let's say it requires a certain training. But overall, I liked it. Great battles between the light and the darkness don't happen that often. Most of the time, you can live peacefully and do your own business. A wet dream here, a seduction there, just your normal everyday supernatural things. And there was still a ton of free time left. We even had our own underground sun, can you imagine? We could take sunbaths the whole year at the lava lakes, race on the fire-breathing Dracomanders. A shame there are no Dracomanders in the Nether Realm. Looks like you really liked it back there. Of course I did, that was my home. Then why did you decide to leave? Well, can't say I decided anything. How so? Did someone decide it for you? Kind of. Our world disappeared. Oh, ancestors, why did that happen? I don't know. Probably something happened at the surface. When we got reports from the ground side colonies, it was too late to try and find something out. We could only flee. At that time, I had just finished my studies and was doing an internship in another world. I remember when I just walked down the street and suddenly a portal appeared, right on the wall. I was just dragged in there and didn't even have time to think of anything. Traveling between the worlds is not that hard while you're alone, but when you need to transport a whole populace, it requires a lot of knowledge and even a bigger lot of energy. I probably should be grateful that I wasn't forgotten among all the commotion. I wonder what would have happened to me if I had used a return portal into nothingness? I don't know, but I'm glad it didn't happen. Thank you, Lucy. What for? For your story. I know how hard it can be to talk about precious things you've lost. Ellie gently touched my hand, and I carefully took her small palm in mine. It's so warm. But now that I know your story and you know mine, we don't have to bear this burden alone. Aw, that's so wholesome. I'm not an expert at understanding demons, but it seems to me that you don't like wars. So why are you here? I don't know. Really, though? Well, that's just how it is for us. If you were born a demon, you would serve one way or another. If you have many talents, you could choose where and how, but That's where your freedom of choice ends. I'm not the most gifted person in the Legion of Darkness, and I'm even glad it is so. At least I don't have to kill anyone. Well, if they won't be first to attack. I see, then it's me who must feel pity for you. I at least had a choice, but I think you can still find your own way. How? You could just run away. The world is large and there are a myriad of opportunities. It's not necessary for you to stay with those who make you do bad things. I thought about this, but is there anyone who would accept me? I'm a demon after all. We have a reputation. Maybe demons do have a certain reputation, but you can make your own. You really think so? Uh-huh. I, for one, don't really care that you have horns. Chances are there are other elves who also wouldn't care. Maybe you're right, but I just have one way left. Thea said they'll behead me after the court. I don't think she was joking. That's true. If you get to the court, that is. What do you mean? Let's see. I was scared that it was getting dark and decided to make a bonfire before Thea returns. You were tightly bound, so I didn't worry about you. When I came back with the kindling, you were long gone. Well, that's unfortunate. I couldn't believe what I'd heard. Elven girl who barely knew me was going to give up on her dream just to save me. You'll be cast out of the Guardians. That's right, and with a lot of fuss. You're kidding, right? Nope. That's the best part of being a bard. You can only tell stories, but you can not only tell stories, but can also make them up and choose how they end. In my story, you managed to run away, and if I were you, I would hurry up. Guess I saw something you've lost in a chest behind those bushes. As simple as that. Wow, is she just letting her go? Could it be a trap, or did I get it wrong? I leaped up on my feet and froze for a minute. Ellie kept calmly smiling at me, her eyes shining with a warm light of a distant star. In the bush Ellie pointed at, there really was a chest. I found my snack inside, completely intact, just like Ellie said. Oh look, she got her cool little thing back. Ellie? What? I thought you've left. Thea will be here any minute. Run! I could endure the charm of the poppy field, right? Maybe that means I'm immune to those dark powers corrupting the forest, sort of. If so, I can find out what's wrong with this place. But how? You will hear a happy song, I promise. Fine, but now you must run. Be careful. Wow, she let her go, dude. Cool. I'll be waiting. Oh my god, that's so cute. That's so cute. Cheerful flames of the bonfire disappeared behind countless bushes long ago. Ugh. Why is fleeing so tiring? I leaned into the dark to the nearest tree, panting heavily. Running around in the woods turned out to be much harder than across training grounds. At least the grounds didn't have all these bloodthirsty branches and logs that tried to trip you over. Scary thought, but I started missing the boot camp. If I didn't switch Sneck into night vision mode, at least one of my eyes would surely be left hanging on some branch as a souvenir. I probably should have checked if I'm being chased by a dozen furious elves, but I had other things to care about. What would I not give for a comfy sofa? Why is this forest so terribly furnished? There's nowhere to sit down and catch a breath. All this hassle snapped into my determination. I wasn't going to give Ellie up so soon, but what can just one succubus do against the mysterious forces of nature? I had no idea how all this elven jabberwock works. If the keeper herself wasn't able to determine what the heaven is happening with this forest, what chances do I have? How do I decide what to do next? I mean, I haven't even solved all of my own main mission here. Crap! Why haven't I asked Ellie about the Orb of Fate? She must really know something. What have I been thinking? This was my plan. Find the elves, ask them about the orb. Oh well. Ellie already tested me with suspicion first. Who knows what she would have reacted to me seeking intel about local artifacts. No worries, I'll manage somehow. If I complete this mission no matter what, maybe I would please Tiamat and earn her love. Okay, love is too strong a word. Let it just be one night, or an hour? Okay, fine, half an hour. Half an hour of lust is a good start, and then we'll see how it goes. If only she would give me a chance. My imagination went back to drawing attractive pictures, but for some reason I couldn't sink into blissful dreams for good. I mean, I know almost nothing about the artifact I need to find. What if the Orb of Fate is some kind of weapon? There's a reason the Legion of Darkness seeks it. Surely Tiamat has some plan to use it, and this plan is doubtfully peaceful. Would be weird to have some peaceful plan during a military campaign, right? And if it's really a weapon, most likely it'll be used against the surface dwellers. If I accomplish my mission, what will happen to everybody? And if I don't accomplish it, what will become of me? Her little face, dude. Of course, Ellie thinks I could desert, but I doubt the Legion would let me go easily. I'm not sure even thinking about escape is safe. Oh, after this, Tiamat would surely rip my head off. What do I do? On one hand, there's nothing good. On the other, also nothing good. I knew it would come to this. Why are these moral choices so hard, and why can't anyone else make them for me? I always have to care about everything by myself. Okay, hang on. This is where I gotta look at the guide a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna continue with the ending that we're on, so we're gonna help Ellie. And I'm kind of leaning towards I do want to go back and see what these other options are, because this one is like part of the bad end. There's like a long one that ends in a bad end, and to be honest, I kind of suspect that's what we got already, or at least one of them, and I don't really care about seeing all the bad ends, but like, I do like the idea of siding with Tiamat, like, you know, siding with our mistress, continuing the plan, you know what I mean? Like, I do like that idea, but I don't want to get a bad end. And so, but there's a couple of them that are labeled evil endings, but the point where you can get those is much later. Like, it's like one of those very last minute decisions it seems like might get you a quote unquote evil ending. So at the moment, I'm thinking that I will just continue with our big one and maybe get all the way through this one, and then we'll reload one of those points and see what those other evil ones do, maybe, and we'll maybe start with that. So we're gonna help Ellie for now. I made up my mind. Right now, I will hoot. Oh, I think it's the person. Branches above my head cracked under the weight of something heavy. Is it falling down? Ah! I barely had time to shut my eyes closed and cover my head before something soft gently brushed my face. I just give myself a little bit more pauses to make the editing a little easier. A gust of air hit my cheeks and then the back of my head. I turned around just in time to see a large shadow soaring up, beating its wings heavily. Are you mocking me? Quit it, hey! Yeah, this force can really raise your spirits. Pain in the side lessened, and now my thoughts about the pursuit weren't looking as unimportant as before. I tipped up my ears to find out where my chase could be. It's quiet. The more I listened, the more I got relaxed. Well, so it's decided. Right now, I should properly rest. Ellie told me the forest overmind of theirs has been malfunctioning lately. Even if Thea tries to use her elven mumbo-jumbo to find me, there's no guarantee that she would succeed. Actually, she can't even find her own keeper. I gotta muster some strength before moving on. Besides, I had to evaluate my shaky position. I mean, literally shaky. Ugh. What the? Before I had time to invent a proper cuss word, my leg sank deep into the ankle, up to the ankle in something viscous. Oh, God. And besides, thick and oozy and most likely disgusting to look, touch, taste, and smell. Ah! I yanked my foot up as hard as I could, but the ground didn't even think of releasing me. Do I need to censor that? Nah, no, I think we're Gucci. Even worse, after my attempt to escape, my legs sunk even deeper. Both my legs? What a stupid location this is! The ground only gulped in response. It was totally not letting me go. I tried to find some footing, but there was only a tree nearby where I was resting before. How did it not sink until now? I had no time left for the mysteries of nature. It was obvious that I can't stand in place. Thick mud was slowly but surely sucking me under the ground. While I've been thinking, my knees disappeared in a smoochy abyss. It seems that the more I moved, the faster I was consumed by the earth. Ah! There must be something here that can help me. I jerked my head in panic. Trees are growing sparsely in the area, but their mighty roots were popping up here and there above the surface. Like handrails. Maybe it's the roots that don't let the trees sink? If only I could reach them. The closest roots snuck out not that far from me. I tried to reach it with my hand, but the result was only me almost losing my balance. So I had to change the strategy. Well, if this root won't come to me... Alright, root, stay where you are. I'm on my way. I started moving very slowly and deliberately, dragging my legs through the viscous mix of mud, grass, moss, and dark Lord knows what else. Now the dirt was tightly gripping my thighs, but I tried not to notice it. It seemingly became more liquid. Now the bubbles appeared on the surface more often. I wasn't sure if it's good or bad, but it's easier to move in liquid mud than it is to move in solid one, so I wasn't one to complain. The precious root drew closer and closer. Here, I'm almost a bit more Oh, I get it. It's a bit more... Yeah, there we go. Okay, that makes sense. One clumsy move and I plummeted down, spraying dark ooze all around. My hands disappeared in the earthen tomb, and I realized that any attempt to wriggle out would only make it worse. Dirt immediately clung to me from all sides, gradually filling up any nooks and crannies between my suit and my skin. It bubbled between my breasts, sunk into my thigh-highs, and slowly but surely snuck into my panties. Oh, that's disgusting. But the most terrible was the fact that the mud was still gradually drawing me in. I felt it engulfing parts of my body one by one, and with every minute its grasp became more and more irresistible, just as if I was being swallowed by a huge, voracious creature. Wah! Spurred by this horrible thought, I desperately tried to pull myself out once again. Just what was I hoping for? The ooze sprayed out of my cleavage and sank even deeper. Now dirt enveloped my breast entirely and approached my throat. I could barely move my fingers, and moving away was entirely out of the question. Suddenly my hand bumped into something hard and rough. Another unfortunate adventurer, or... I desperately grasped my finding and pulled. It worked. I managed to move a bit further. The mud was blurbing right under my ear, but at least I was moving. Now I could grab the saving straw, or rather the saving root, with both hands. Here, a tad more. That was close. It's like a forest of nightmares, dude. I'm surprised the, demons don't live here. Gradually, inch by inch, I crawled out of the trap. The root turned out a reliable enough ally, and in time I reached a firm ground. My suit was still sticking to the body and smooched moistly with every single movement, but at least I was free again, although completely out of breath. I'm free! Whew, I almost turned into an earth elemental. I wonder if my insurance covers this. Now every piece of me hurts. Maybe I shouldn't have fled the captivity. If you think of it, hanging all tied up in that tree was safe enough. I plumped on wet moss and leapt up immediately as if I was bitten. Another trap? Nothing can be trusted here. Precisely where is here? I don't think I've been here before. Uh-oh. I was still surrounded on all sides by trees, but these ones were shorter. Oh, also, I think we might have been through this part. Yeah. Some of this is repeat. My knees were still shaky from the encounter with the mud, and my vision was a bit blurry. I picked up a stick and poked the hump a couple more times before mustering the courage to sit on it. Okay, no, not yet. Ground under me was still loose and wet, but at least it wasn't trying to devour me. Probably it's best I hope for in a swamp. A swamp? I carefully looked around again. Sparse trees were gnarled and distorted. Okay, yeah, I think I saw this part too. Yeah, right. What was the last one she said? It took, I gotta get out of here as soon as possible. I shrunk, must have looked very painful. Tiny lone figure amid the mass march took me time to realize I was hearing a song. What? Yeah, right. I was hearing a song. And a familiar one. It's a song I heard from... Ellie! I'm here! Here! I skipped back up and started looking around. But of course! Ellie couldn't leave me alone in such a terrible place. And how did she come up with the idea to sing instead of calling my name? It's genius! Even if Thea hears her, Ellie's plan would still hold. Who knows, maybe she just decided to sing the song in the middle of the night. She's an elf, right? It's just an elf thing. I probably shouldn't have shouted so loudly, exposing myself, but I was too happy. I just hope Ellie won't get in trouble because of me. The song drew in closer and closer. Funny, but I couldn't determine which direction it was coming from. Okay, we saw this too. I only had to wait until I noticed Ellie, or she notices me. I stepped uneasily and turned around. Something is not right. Oh, okay, then we meet her, but we've already met her. I just gotta wait till it. There we go. A figure that could not belong to Ellie is wrong. A song that could not belong to Ellie. A song about insanity and destruction. Suddenly, everything went silent. Okay, so we saw her meeting the figure. Okay, so obviously we met her, creepy previous girl. So let's give it a save, and then let me look at my guide. Okay, we're supposed to fight here. A dagger flicked in my hand before I could even think again. Was it gonna fight with this? To the side! Alright, I think we already had her fighting already. So we did this, so now we can look at the next one. Okay, just like last time, we're gonna say above. Which we have seen this. Okay, let me check again. Okay, let's give it a save, but then we'll say devise a ruse. Clenched my teeth and crawled away from the creature as fast as I could. I wouldn't have time to stand up. Okay, apparently we've seen this too. Here she is back in the water. My mission, the poppy field, capture, escape, and that thing in the swamp. I involuntarily shuddered at the thought of the thing. How could it really exist? Okay, well, I think we saw that too. I wonder if it was a hollow one. I could swear this thing once was an elf girl. Ugh, I hope we won't see each other ever again. What an unpleasant thingy. No wonder the forest feels bad if there's something like that infesting it. And I'm curious at how many more things like this might be here. Actually, no, I'm not. Wish I'd find the Orb of Fate soon. I felt the transient touch. Must be a small fish. Does it float downstream too, or does it struggle to go against the flow? For some reason, I felt sadness. Something moved again inside me, like guilt, or maybe I was just hungry. If the forest is really spoiled because of these creatures, I doubt I would be able to help Ellie. Maybe I should advise her to, immigrate maybe, like move to another country. If only something touched my thigh again. Okay, I think we've seen this part. Okay, this time we're supposed to say not move an inch, which I don't think we've done before. After all I've encountered in this forest, I decided it would be wiser to practice subterfuge. I'll just imagine that it's not there. If I can ignore it, maybe it'll go away. Did I say that out loud? No matter. Nothing strange is happening here. Nothing at all. Probably it was not the greatest artistic performance in the world, but hey, at least I tried. Meanwhile, the creature in the water didn't appreciate my struggle. I felt more and more nudges from all sides. Well, at least it wasn't trying to grope me, but still, something was off. I suddenly realized that I'd been seeing the same stretch of the bank for a while. I stopped moving. Meanwhile, the river surface around me was already bubbling. With a loud splash, water expulsed a... What the heck is this? Oh, the heck it was. What the fuck is that? Should I censor that? Probably not, right? There's enough to disguise. I'm probably good. In mere minutes, dozens of lean fish bodies were flinching over the water. Most of all, they were resembling... I'm out of here. My peaceful journey down the river came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the water was still shallow, so I was able to stand up. The only thing remaining was getting to the bank through all that fish. Where do you think you're jumping, fishhead? Walking through the water is not easy by itself, but with the fish, this task became next level hard. I had to push through those slippery bodies and dodge their rams. Wherever I went, the fish followed. Hey, stop bugging me! A fish flew right past my face. Those creatures leap so high? Wah! Why are you all aggroed on me? Why are you all aggroed on me? I shambled to the bank even more actively. Probably I wasn't so determined in my whole life. This forest was literally overflowing me with motivation. Well, that's fucking something. It's not what I expected. Finally, I reached the land and fell into the reeds. Now I know what the wrath of nature feels like. Really, what did they want from me? What's that unmotivated aggression? Is this because I'm a demon? I was gonna add something else, but suddenly several fishes soared into the air at the same time, dangerously close by. I immediately realized fighting for justice would be better continued away from the water. Besides, I still needed to find some less aggressive food. I stalwartly climbed out of the reeds. Well, that was different. So that's what happens if you loiter. Okay, so now we can move past this. I believe this is the most magical place in the whole forest. If I don't find the artifact here, at least, there might be someone who's good with magic living close by. I hope they won't mind answering a couple of questions. Okay, I think we've seen this. Okay. So now we're going to actually meet what's-her-face for the first time. But what if this door leads to an old wizard's house? I doubt the homeowner would be pleased if I just dropped by without an invitation. Okay. Now we're gonna be a little more careful with this because I'm gonna try to avoid having to do unnecessary editing. So we're gonna be a little more careful with this one. So I might just cut away until I'm at something new, depending on how new it is. So we'll see. Okay, so nothing crazy happened. The only thing is I did all the same stuff. I just asked her directly about the Orb of Fate. I knocked politely. All of that was all the same, which of course we've done before. However, something that our Lucy pointed out, that she's like, wait a minute, like when the lady, the wizard chick, when she laughed, she's like, wait a minute, I feel like I've heard this laugh before. Why is that? I don't know why she said that, but she did say it. So now I need to see which card we need to choose. Okay, so we need to save it, possibly save it here. Now, we need to choose the leftmost card, which I think I did the first time. So this isn't new. Okay, after a very long time searching, we're back. I I don't know, man. The guide was saying, like, the guide made it look like you would be able to find 3 individual pieces of different things and take them to the seer. Every time I click on one and it's the same thing I'm looking for, I would hit, okay, take it to the seer, and then I would get bad end. I would get killed. And it happened like a lot of times. And so then I was like, okay, maybe I can just find the pieces and then take them back after I've found them all and not taken them back. Like, I can just say observe, prove it's the right one, and then leave. But I couldn't find the damn snail. I tried everything. And so then at the top, one of the options was to use your snack and cheat. And so I just did that. And then I got to this screen. Now, this is actually the second time I've been here before, and for us, it's like you guys have seen this before too. But last time, all of them were exactly the same. Where this time, one of them is different, and I feel like this first time I got here, I just glanced at them and I didn't notice that this one was different. And so now that I'm here for the second time off camera, I noticed, hey, wait a minute, this one's different. So it was probably different the first time, because the first time I used the cheat, got there, I was like, well, oh shit, so that doesn't work either. So then I went back, kept looking, kept failing. Then I used the cheat mode again, came back here and noticed, oh wait, it's different. So, damn. Anyway, hard to port is what we're supposed to say here. I barely managed to follow the seer's short order. Lara landed just a couple of steps away from me, screaming. Her drills immediately dug into the ground. Fragments of tree roots and pebbles burst in all directions. I see you know a couple of tricks. Perhaps we could get better acquainted. However, Lara didn't pay attention to the seer. As soon as the girl's transparent, as though washed out eyes found me, the shadow tentacles came to life. Crap! Strike, another strike. I felt the earth erupted where my foot was just a moment ago. Pounce. I barely managed to throw my body to the side before voracious shadows gnawed a new gaping hole in the grass. The golden glow pulsated near me. A barrier? That's it. I'm getting close to the barrier of the dome. The breach that Lara made in it had already closed, which meant the barrier was ready for battle again. Something I meant to mention that I forgot to. So everything else was the same. Like, you asked the seer about the orb rather than her sunglasses. All of that's the same. All of the seer running through everything that happened and all the backstory stuff, that's all exactly the same. I meant to mention that that's all everything that happened off camera. You kissing the seer for some reason. Lucy kissing the seer for some reason. That happened again. Obviously, we're back on the battlefield. The whole barrier stuff, all that happened again. So, but obviously this time we're more alive than we were before. So, okay, now we're supposed to say jump through the barrier. The barrier didn't harm the seer when she touched it. I must take a chance. I shut my eyes and jumped straight into the golden haze. For a moment, the ringing of glass in my ears became deafeningly loud, and I felt thousands of weak stings spreading all over my body. And then I felt firm ground under my feet again, and the ground on the other side of the barrier. When I realized that, I turned around and froze, right behind the protective dome where Lara's transparent eyes staring at me. Were Lara's transparent eyes. She froze too. Next second, the ground erupted again, but this time it was the ground under Lara's feet. I hate being ignored. Where are your manners? Gah! Now the tentacles thrust toward the seer. She dodged a series of strikes with surprising ease, and when Lara made a gap between attacks, the seer used this opening to throw one of her cards at her. The card bloomed into a powerful explosion, but Lara didn't even slow down. New attacks hailed at the seer, and each time it was noticeably harder for her to evade. The ritual must have been hard for both of us. You're tired, so why don't you stop and why not rest? Let me help. The hollow is serene. Alright, it's getting boring here. I noticed that the seer was reeling, but her voice was still sounding composed and even sardonic. Remember, you said that my time is up? Let's see who really has time management issues. Wheels of Time. Oh shit. It's like Windows. I was thinking of the Windows pipes is what I was thinking of. Anyway, gigantic, blinding gold cogs appeared out of thin air around Lara, as if they were there from the very beginning, and now simply revealed themselves. One gesture from the seer, and the cogs came to life, crushing the target from all directions. Trying to protect herself, Lara spread her shadow tentacles around, but the gears didn't give them quarter, pulling, shredding every second, and getting closer to the main target. And she's just like grunting. And she starts laughing maniacally. Ah! You believe it could stop us? We're greater than time and space. We existed before. We are what stands at the source. Time is only one of the sweet fruits we feast on. Gardens and fields are ripe. The harvest is nigh. Ah! Shadow tendrils shivered, changing their form again. This time they took a shape of an enormous sickle. Hell yeah. I mean, oh no. The sickle gleamed in red hues of dusk and jammed itself between the cogs. The weird, desperate sound roared over the clearing like a shriek of a wounded beast. The wheels convulsively compressed around the dark blade and burst. Swing, swing, swing. Golden wheels cracked one after another. Ha ha ha! Even the time itself is not eternal! The seer mumbled something under her breath and started tracing new symbols in the air, but... Seer! Uh-oh. She didn't have time to finish. One of the shadows suddenly stretched out, sharpened and pierced straight through her shoulder. The shadows aimed at her chest, but the seer somehow managed to avoid the death blow. One way or another, she was trapped, and knew that the next strike would finish her. The seer forbade me from interfering, but I couldn't simply watch. I just hoped that there would be enough charge left. Snack, full power battle mode. The space got traced with thin neon lines. Sneck was calculating objects' weak points. The time slowed for me. I was monitoring hundreds of numbers flashing at the junctions of the trace lines. Green, yellow, and finally red ones. Maximum probability of a critical strike. There was only one red number beside Laura. One at her throat. Another near the place at her back, where the shadow threads merged with her body. I wasn't wrong comparing shadows to cables. In the magical augmented reality, I saw power pulsating in each of them. Those things were like vessels, though, through which Laura was receiving energy. Okay, pause. Okay, flamethrower. There was but a single way to hit all of the weak points at the same time. The flamethrower. When we met before, I was too scared to think, but this time Laura won't stop me. I needed to finish this madness. Eat this! Ah! Oh god, I think the seer's swearing at me. Or saying something in a language I don't understand. The voices faded into the roar of flame. The pillar of hellish fire shot from the barrel of the flamethrower, destroying all on its way. In a single moment, the clearing got hot and bright, as if 100 summer middays came at the same time. Let's go, dude. Hell yeah. No wonder I've missed the teleportation back to the underworld in such ruckus. Uh-oh. Hey, Tiamat! Hey! Oh god. I've heard enough. There's something menacing about the tone of the high priestess speaks in. I'm eyeing the carpet again, trying not to move, though my body is all cramped already. You forgot what your mission was. Disobeyed direct orders. You have betrayed the highest values of the Legion of Darkness multiple times, and you were unable to follow the simplest of instructions. Last but not least, you acted in support of the enemy army. The servitors of the tent wall are not moving, but I hear the tinkle of jewelry adorning their alert bodies. They are waiting for Tiamat to judge me. Maybe I still have a chance to flee? I try to look around and find some possible escape route. No use. The tent is too well guarded. But still, you've managed to obtain the Orb of Fate. Turns out your talents are more important than your skills. Or is it? I need to think it through. What should we do with the prisoner, your gloominess? Tiamat casts a heavy look upon the servitor. I mean actually heavy. The poor sod has turned into a wet stain. Oh god. I hate it when I'm being distracted. Everyone out. You. I finally raise my eyes to the priestess and realize she's addressing me. Get ready for a new mission. I will be sending for you shortly. And this time, you have no room for failure. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's still hard to believe. I made it out. I'm alive. Tiamat even seemed a tiny bit pleased with me. Of course, I didn't manage to actually impress her, but maybe I could do it some other time. Oh, I can't wait to learn what happens next. Oops, almost forgot. Snack, play ending theme. You are a hero. What do you want, a medal? Yay! Actually a visual novel. Cool, so that is the, I don't know if that's the Descent or the Decent ending. It might be Descent. I feel like it's Descent, not Decent. I think Decent has another E somewhere. Anyway, or maybe I'm just stupid. Anyway, so there's that ending, but there's other ones I want to see, so let's keep going. All right, so we're back. The only thing you missed is right at the end there was a little thing that said like, "See you in the next episode," and then it was like kind of like the Seer's little hoot thing. And apparently I've read 59% of the content so far. All right, anyway, we must find others, so we need to load some saves. So, was it this one? Okay, so once again, we're back. So I glance, I just realized why the evil endings seem weird, because one of them has us clicking the same stuff. It's like, jump through the barrier and everything else. Sorry, anyway. I was hearing weird noises. I was wondering what it was. Anyway, so one of the evil endings is really, it seems odd, and I am confused. But one of the evil endings said to like jump through the barrier, use the flamethrower, and all the same stuff. I'm like, we already did all that. I realize it's because you have to basically do the full thing for the quote unquote one of the bad endings. You have to do that full thing, and then there's just there's a diversion. There's a couple of diversions to get to the evil endings from there, but you can't do it from this other way, is what I'm seeing, basically. So, I think I might, off camera really quick, I think I might blow through the other parts and just get to some of the evil endings and just see what that looks like. So, give me a second. Okay, so I think I'm gonna show up most of this. So I played through the beginning again. It occurred to me right as I got here that was a little stupid. I already have a save that's literally right here. So didn't need to do that, but it took all of like a minute, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, so now we're gonna try to go for mostly this quote unquote bad ending, but I'm gonna try to divert to get to these evil ones. I don't really want to see another bad ending, I'll be honest with you, but here you have to deny everything. No, it's nothing. I just got a spark in my eye. Just silent. I'm not an expert at understanding demons, but it seems to me you don't like wars. I think, okay, we already saw all of this too, so we're good now. Okay, so now, and this one, let me check. Okay, we have to say continue with Tiamat's mission. I made up my mind. Right now, I will, and then now we can continue. Okay, so we skipped through all the rest of that. Nothing crazy new happened. I was sarcastic with the seer this time. It was a nothing insane happened there either. Sorry, I gotta readjust. My legs are screaming. Anyway, for the most part, nothing insane new there either. It was really what just happened is I was just like, well, you know, you should know why I'm here. You're a seer, right? And then she rolls her eyes and then she says, yes, I know why you're here. But now we're supposed to choose the right card. So we'll see what happens with that. I reached for one of the cards, but at the last moment I pulled my hand away and chose another one. Trying to cheat fate, are you? Not bad, not bad. You'll need your wits during your trial. Your card is... What? It's literally censored. Your card is 2 of something fish. Oh, dick fish. Obviously, I assumed what that was. I might just cover that up. I'm gonna be honest, that makes me nervous. Okay, maybe. What am I to do? Isn't it obvious? Bring me a couple of fish. They're kind of elongated jumping fish living in a river nearby. They're very friendly, but elusive, so you'll have to act fast. A couple of fish, you remember? Choose the plumpy ones. One will go into a potion, and another I'll leave for personal use. Personal use? What do you mean? What do you think? Well, we don't have time for rhetorical questions. You're ready to go, so go. Let the trial begin. Oh, and don't forget. Wind blew loudly into my ears, so the last seer's words went unheard. The cave sprawled me out like a crappy muffin with raisins. Before I could make heads or tails of it, I was laying in the tall grass of the magical forest. Tall and soft, thankfully. I hopped up and started rapidly knocking on the magical door. Blast it! Hey! Don't forget what? Derp, why do I have a feeling I already forgot something important? Hey! As soon as I swung to knock again, the door disappeared right under my nose, so I lost my balance and fell on the ground again. Ugh, looks like I won't get my instructions. Oh well, now I have 2 unclear missions. Hope the door will appear again when I get those fish. The seer said they live in rivers. Oh, and that's what attacked me in the water. Well, at least something is getting clear. Maybe saving the world's not that hard after all. With luck, I would be able to accomplish both missions at the same time. What a fortunate coincidence. That you need the Orb of Fate to cancel the end of the world. Or, not a coincidence? Could it be that the darkest priestess Tiamat cares about things like saving the world? That's, well, thanks to this quest, I learned something new about Tiamat every day. Well, technically only one day has passed, but I learned only one thing. But still, we're bonding. Maybe Tiamat flays insolent servants just for show? Hard on the outside, tender on the inside, like a chocolate fondue? If I try very hard, I have a chance to reach the soft and sweet filling. Wait for me, oh darkest one, I won't let you down. Hell yeah. Anything for Tiamat. So we're at the moment, we're on track for our bad ending. And I'm kind of thinking that might be the easiest ways to get all the way through that, and then we can divert to our evil endings, possibly. I wandered a bit into the thick of the magical forest and soon stumbled upon a river. Reeds quickly wrestled in the wind and the calm waters sparkled in the sun. This picture was so peaceful that I started nodding off. Fish, if they really lived in this river, didn't reveal themselves in any way. It's quiet here. Too quiet. Isn't jumping fish supposed to jump out of the water from time to time? Hey, fish, are you there? Jump out one time if you are. Nothing disturbed the sleepy flow of the river. They couldn't all swim away from here, or could they? I need to get into the water and carefully look around on the spot. At least one tiny fish must have left there. Right before entering the water, I started thinking, what do I do with my suit? Oh shit. Alright, well, we're just gonna give this a little save. Okay, well, luckily for us, this is the option. That's enough alien fluids on my clothes, and besides, I'll take a proper bath. Can only assume the censoring I'm about to have to do. Just as I dipped myself, the situation took a drastic shift. I was just gonna cut away for that one, as if we all didn't know that was coming. Good lord. Anyway, that was icky. I'm just gonna cut all that away. The amount of editing I'd have to do there. Plus, I don't want to read that out loud. Can't believe I managed to catch those fish. Now I should hurry back to the seer before they rot. I have no clue what their best before date is. Oh my god. Now, I think actually the rest of this is actually, I think we're getting close to what's basically the same. We'll see. When I came back, the magical door was standing in its proper place again. Oh my, I wonder if the seer already knows that I succeeded. Oh yeah, she probably does. Before I raised my fist to knock, the door opened and I was literally sucked in. Welcome back. How's the water? Well, it's wet. I thought I would take a bath, not, but the fish protested. By the way, here they are. Flaccid and already started shrinking. The seer weighed both fish in her hands and immediately sent one into her mouth. What? It's raw fish. Well, yeah. First I was going to make a soap with it, but you took too long with your mission. And what about my trial? Did I pass? I missed breakfast and you made it just in time for lunch. I think you've earned a C grade. C grade? At least you got the permission to save the world. And what happens next? Next we'll drink some tea. Okay, now we've seen this, so now we can skip. Okay, so now for our bad ending we have to stay in place. And when we know what happens here, we get killed. Yay, we're dead. Okay, so this is the bad end. But now, more importantly, we can skip around and go to our evil endings. So let me find the spots and then we'll see what we're doing with that. Okay, so we did everything the same, but this time something different happened because I imagine I did all the other setup for the bad end, and we're on that same timeline. So this time, Tiamat said something different. This is everything I wanted to know. Tiamat's tone is impenetrable. I don't know what to make of it. It's too late to feel worried, but I can't stop the shivers that run down my tail. I was expecting many things, but this... Tiamat makes a long pause, and this pause seems like a whole eternity for me. This is baffling. I didn't expect you would be able to procure the orb. Well, even a broken clock shows the right time twice a day. But you know what baffles me even more? Your loyalty to the Legion. I never thought that someone like you would actually be able to share the same values that act as a foundation of our might. Of course, many of the choices you made are questionable, and yet I see your dedication. And dedication should be rewarded. Oh shit? The magical seal under me whisks out. Am I free to go? Oh my god. But Tiamat is not letting me go just yet. Quite the opposite. Come. I try to get up, but Tiamat stops me. There's no need for you to stand. I remember you were eager to learn what my panties look like. No shot, dude. In this case, wouldn't it be more convenient to stay crouched? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Are you really gonna show me your panties? You can look for yourself if you dare. I feel there's some kind of catch, but can you imagine that Tiamat herself would offer me to take a peek at her panties? I might finally learn what they're like. I couldn't even dream of something as bold. Casting all doubt away, I approach the throne and find myself right between Tiamat's legs. That's it. Only a thin patch of cloth from the priestly vestment is separating me from my wildest dream coming true. I put my hand on Tiamat's smooth thigh, and for a moment I just enjoyed the feeling of her softest silky skin under my fingers. To think that I'm touching the High Priestess herself in such a tender place. My palm starts moving, first shy and slow, but soon curiosity overwhelms me, and I forget about my worries. With the full breath, I finally slide the coveted piece of cloth to the side. This can't be true! There are none. There are no panties under High Priestess Tiamat's garment. Oh shit. It got real there, dude. Holy shit. Definitely cut away for that. We are not getting into that on camera. Oh my god. When it's all over, I can't even stand on my knees. My whole body is shaking from the experience. Tiamat recovers much faster. She looks at me and smiles with pleasure. For some reason, I get a feeling she's not done with me yet. Oh shit, it might not be over! Discarding her remaining clothes, Tiamat approaches a tall item hidden behind a dark curtain and gestures me to come closer. I might be cutting away again. What's her plan? I notice a strange glow in the eyes of the priestess. I'm just pausing, giving myself pause for each slide so I can easily cut away. The servants shudder and try to quietly move away, but I don't have the choice anyway. The priestess' invitation is the same as a direct order. Calming my shaky legs, I come closer to the strange item. What could it be? I don't have to keep guessing for long because Tiamat grabs the curtain and forcefully pulls it off. A gasp of astonishment echoes among the servants. Standing before us is a tall mirror. Mirror, sorry. There's a vortex of magical energy swirling in its depths instead of a reflection. Do you enjoy the view, or would you prefer it this way? A reflection inside the mirror shifts. Now I see a Tiamat. Or not? Tiamat's face is still arrogant and composed, but the mirror image, on the other hand, has a wide grin, showing purely white, sharp fangs. At last, you have remembered I exist, dear sister. I can forget it again at once if you don't quit calling me your sister, Abzu. Don't spoil my enjoyment. How many times should I remind you? Pfft, how would you know about enjoyment? Unlike our little aide over here. The reflection winks and starts stroking its naked body without taking its eyes off of me. Her grin widens even more. I must say, your finishing move in the final battle was super hot. You really know how to entertain a girl. And you know what? We could entertain each other even a bit more. The mirror image stretches its hand out to me. I don't entirely understand what's happening, but what consideration can I do when a beautiful girl asks me to do something? I stretch my hand too, and suddenly something flashes inside my chest. Next moment, the naked demon in the mirror falls onto me, laughing. Yep, definitely gonna have to cut away for that. Yeah, hopefully I gave myself enough time to not have to cut me off mid-sentence, because damn. Alright, well, so Lucy got the best reward ever. So I don't know if they're actually sisters, or I would assume they are, because they look identical basically. But Lucy got both at the same time, so that's exciting. Good for her. Finally, I've learned what they're like. Maybe it was not easy, but I'm sure it was worth it. Although sometimes I wonder what might have happened if I made different choices. But it's a story for another time. Meanwhile, Sneck, play ending theme. Now that is what I call an ending. That ending was definitely better. So far, my favorite one. Siding with the Legion and doing all that stuff, and then of course, Tiamat, our beautiful Dark Mistress. It was very, very proud of us. And yeah, and Lucy got super rewarded, so that was worth it. Super worth it. So far that's the best ending, but I think there's one more evil ending to look at, so I'm gonna take a quick peek. Okay, so I think it looks like for this last evil ending, we have to do this, sever the shadows. The shadows might be the root of our problem. If I manage to cut the power supply, Lara will definitely weaken. Maybe there's a chance to save her? During my time at school, I slept through most of the lectures about possession, but some points still linger in my head. The possessed person does horrible things against its will. The life of such a creature is a living nightmare. If it's not too late, I must at least try to help. I had only a couple of seconds, but I know what to do. The dagger was already firmly sitting in my grip. I only need one precise strike. I dashed forward, putting all my energy into this effort. Red number turned into a smudged red dot. Now! A strike, but not mine. The sharp picture changed into a white flash. Too bright or too painful? Why so painful? I tried to inhale, but something got in the way. I didn't feel my body anymore. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What is this? I couldn't do it. I couldn't make it. Please forgive me. Forgive me. Wait. Did I just die? Is that what happened? Don't give up. You there. Don't even think of giving up. No, 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 no. You can't surrender now when all that happened. You can't lose. I'm not even speaking of that battle. It may seem that your efforts don't amount to anything, that you're not good enough, that your goal is too far, that what you desire is impossible. But that's all bullshit, you understand? Nonsense. You'll manage through. Just try a little harder. Give it a bit more effort. Keep trying. If it seems that you got no one left in you, just make a small step, a tiny step, okay? Why am I almost gonna cry right now? Remember why you're doing this. Remember how many challenges are already behind you. You'll get your will back, I promise. Just don't turn back. Dreams are the most precious thing ever. Don't even better than ice cream. Keep on going for the sake of your wonderful dream. You're almost there. You will definitely win. That's why I ask you, please, never give up. And please, don't let me give up. I have a dream too. I want to do something cool. Look, I know it sounds stupid. I'm still working on the proper wording. But still, do you understand me? I keep on repeating that I must move forward and will definitely reach the goal, but you know how hard it is. You've been here from the very beginning, right? I'm such an idiot. I felt it was such an inner voice or something. Was it you guiding me? Could it be that, what was it? The solipsism core? No, wait, don't answer. It doesn't matter. It's enough for me to know that we have made all this together. How do you think? Will you be able to believe in me? Just a little bit. I know that I act like a fool. Oh, bless it, I am a fool. Always distracted, getting into trouble, forgetting important stuff. But still, since we're together, since you're my inner voice, give me a chance, okay? Please believe in me, just this one time. Tell me I shouldn't give up too. Never give up! I knew. I always knew. Thank you. Wow, I had to hit a key on the keyboard, dude. She's talking to us, people. Hey, you! We're not done yet! What? Like, what? Picking up my bloody corpse off the ground. I'm not done with you yet, bitch. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Name, Hijikata Akemi. Class 2A, age 18, height 5'42". Is that centimeters? I don't know what that means. Cup size E. E, holy shit. Personality, tsundere. Dream, becoming a full-time pro cosplayer. What does that mean? Special weapon, multi-tool. Beautiful brown eyes. Natural hair color. Skirt is shortened 20 centimeters from the knee. Best girl of the series. What is happening? What is happening? Would somebody please explain to me what the heck is happening here? Hoot. Lucy has turned into an ordinary Japanese high school student. According to... What is this fucking ending? According to statistics, they are the most powerful creatures in the multiverse. Now it's you who's got problems, darling. Hey, you dark entity! You think you can just break into someone's forest and make everyone unhappy? Not on my watch. Evil in this world gets in the way and wouldn't let me concentrate on cosplay. I'm annoyed. I'm enraged. You hear me? My name is Hijikata Akemi, and now you're getting a super bad end. She's mental. Multi-tool, Mall of Love. Now me and Lara are on equal terms. Her attacks didn't get weaker, but I could deflect them without much effort. Ha! Your sicko won't stand against my Mall of Love. Love is the most powerful thing in this multiverse. Surrender! So you want to be the heroine, huh? Fine, I'll grant you a chance to do it. More and more energy was flowing in through these shadow threads. At first I thought that Laura was preparing for a powerful counterattack. I landed one blow after another on her, but her response was not becoming stronger. What are you up to? Ha-ha! Suddenly it occurred to me, Laura isn't going to smite me with an attack. She herself is an attack. She'll absorb energy until it reaches critical mass, and then... How did I not notice it earlier? Multi-tool, a huge battle axe. Too late. Haha. Blade of pure light severed all the shadow cables, but this power, Laura was right. It was too late. But there was still a thing I could do. I rushed to Laura. I can't even imagine. Geronimo! The skies flashed before me just for a short moment and then slid upwards, flashing, making way for mountains, the forest, and borderless green fields. The valley underneath was truly amazing, and it was quickly getting closer. I knew I wouldn't survive this jump, but I hoped I'd manage to help Laura. Not the creature tormented by the hollow that I was holding tightly in my grip, but real Laura. I believed that she was still trapped within that evil creature. I hoped she would find rest. But what about me? Saving others even if I had to sacrifice my all. That is actually awesome. And that's why this time, maybe for the first time in my life, I felt that I really did well, and I was really happy. But still, I wasn't absolutely happy. Laura turned into a monster. I clearly saw the dark flames of the hollow within her, but I also saw an exhausted girl. A girl who was forced to forsake her own life because of someone's whim. Did she deserve all this nightmare just because she failed? I must be the first person touching her in a long time. I wanted to tell her how sorry I am. Not if only I had time to say my farewells. Just one moment. A moment. Instant of eternity. Well, that was that was wild. That was wild. I did not expect that. Our bodies froze in a golden haze. I knew we were still falling, but here and now, in this sunny instant, we lived in as an eternal reminiscence of what hadn't yet occurred, like two butterflies in a piece of amber. Laura, I'm sorry. It pains me that you had to go through this. It's not your fault. Laura wasn't moving. She wasn't trying to harm me anymore, didn't respond to my words. Her eyes stayed colorless, but it seemed to me that a weak glow was trembling within them. I suddenly realized what I need to do. Yes, exactly. You can't be blamed for not meeting the expectations of all those scummy elders. Maybe you no longer believe in yourself, but I won't give you up, you hear me? I will keep believing in you. You have a right to be whatever you want, do whatever you want, be friends with whoever you want, fall in love with whoever you want. And what's more, you deserve to be loved, even when you lose your way in the darkness. Love is the light of your star. No matter how dark in the hollow is your soul, true love will keep shining for you. It will show you the way. That's why. I took Laura's pale face into my hands. Her eyes widened a bit, but she didn't try to stop me. Oh god, I don't know what that word is. Kybalion of the Stellar Heart. I have no idea what that word is. I don't even know if it's a real word. I couldn't tell you. Wow, I didn't expect that. I'm gonna have to censor some of that. Elf Girl's lips turned out to be cold and dry when I touched them with mine, but the longer I was kissing Laura, the softer and hotter they became. Hell yeah. I felt Laura's breath getting warm too. Finally, her arms timidly embraced my neck. In the end, she even managed to hone her kissing skill. Lucy? Hey, you just can't reveal a superheroine's real name so easily. Am I sleeping? On the contrary, you finally woke up. Technically, it's evening, but good morning, Laura. Good what? We're falling. A gust of wind hit me in the face. Something rustled behind and yanked me back. A powerful air current strongly stretched my wings? Oh, shit. Do I have, like, sick-ass demon wings now? We're flying. I'm trying. I don't know how to control these things. What do you mean you don't know? They grew by themselves just now. I never asked for this. Ah! In the end, if not for Laura's air magic, we would have surely hit that huge tree. To my luck, Laura was actually a very skilled magician. Skilled and quick. Warm wind filled my wings before I got completely tangled in them. We could relax and enjoy the rest of the flight. Careful, a seagull! Why is there a seagull here? Ah! Wow, this is really unexpected. There's a lot happening. Oh my god, there's so much happening. Wow, one little tiny choice difference and suddenly everything's real different. Seer, you're alive! Hoot. Polymorphic species have high regeneration rate, didn't you know? Also, I'm a spirit, but this doesn't mean I'm not thankful for your effort. You did well, sweetie. Gosh, I'm so glad you're okay. I got really scared when you got wounded. Hoot, I guess a little shakeup was necessary. Never saw anyone learn using the Orb of Fate in less than an hour. Did you? Don't tell me you set this up on purpose. No, why would I? It's just a lucky coincidence. One way or another, something worse than one Reaper of the Hollow is necessary to take me off the board. No offense, Laura, nothing personal. You feel better now? Wow, look at Laura, dude, she looks amazing. Yes, sorry, I didn't want to. Oh, ancestors, I'm so sorry. It's fine. Every single one of us does questionable things. Unlike you, some do them on purpose. You got a bit lost on the way, and the Hollow took advantage of it. But I know you had no ill intentions. What's happening here? The first steps in saving the world, I assume. Laura? Why does this all... You! Step away from the Keeper immediately, you demon spawn. Hey, don't just throw insults from the get-go. It's fine, Thea. This is Lucy. She just saved my life. Even better, I think she saved the whole forest. Please treat her well. And Lucy, don't get angry at Thea, alright? You'll definitely get to like her. She just needs time to get along with new demons. Thea's a very good person, honestly. What? Keeper? I don't understand. Hi there, Laura. Hi, Lucy. You really did it. I don't know how, but the forest is joyful again. I hear its song, and it's so sunny. Laura's home again. Even if it's so, then thank you. I express gratitude on behalf of every high elf. We highly commend your deed. This might be the first step in establishing peace between our peoples, now that the Keeper is with us again. I think it's the right time to say this. Thea, Ellie, my dear friends, I'm no longer a forest keeper. What? I know it'll be a hard acorn to swallow. You remember that Keeper is short for a keeper of the Orb of Fate granted to us by the ancient ancestors? Thing is, I no longer have the orb. When I felt that the hollow was growing in my soul, I gave it to the seer. And I gave it to Lucy. No regrets so far. Let's hope it stays that way. You! Give the holy elven relic back immediately, you demon spawn! Thea, please. Please what? Have I missed the point where we all started giving our relics away to strangers? Just as I said, Thea needs some time to get used to new facts. Or new faces. A century or two. By the way, it wasn't even my idea. I mean, well, yeah, I needed the Orb of Fate, but not for myself. I didn't even know what the thing was. And of course, I didn't expect it to stitch to me like this. Stitch to you? Exactly. The Orb of Fate is now part of Lucy's soul. It chose the new owner itself, like it was predicted. Don't blame Lucy, blame the legends and the prophecies about saving the world. I just can't believe. But how would we live without a keeper? What would happen to the forest? The Orb of Fate is not strictly required to keep the forest in order. In all the years I've been a keeper, I've never had to use the power of the orb to channel forest magic. What? Get down! Get down! I barely managed not to get hit by a low-flying acorn. To my astonishment, Laura skillfully caught it and brought it to her chest. Everything strives for chaos, this is true, but at the same time, it dreams of finding harmony and its place in the natural order. All you need is some help and some faith. For example, this small forest spirit. Laura opened her palm, the acorn faintly buzzed and jumped a few times, but it wasn't going to fly away. She's weak and restless now, but let her take roots and one day she'll become a wonderful nymph and her house will turn into a magnificent tree. Under the gaze of an elven magician, the ground split by itself, creating a small, comfortable gap. Laura placed the acorn there and covered it with a fluffy blanket of dry leaves. Harmony exists within everyone. Sometimes its voice is quieter, sometimes louder, but it sounds all the same, like the song of the forest. You just need to listen and you'll know what to do. What you really need is persistence and diligence. It's important to work every day and not skip doing even the most boring of chores. Sometimes the boring things are the most useful ones. Let's take cleaning the poppy field. It's really annoying, but if you do it every week... So you're saying anyone can become a forest keeper, even without any magical talent? Magical talent is the biggest illusion of our time. The only important thing is how dedicated you are to your craft. If you work a lot and constantly strive to get better, you'll definitely achieve success. I love this forest and was always trying to give it as much as I could. This is what bore fruit, not talents or artifacts. The elders want the whole world to think otherwise, but I can't be a part of this big lie any longer. I feel like the Orb of Fate has long since become a burden of our people. How can you say this? It's a gift from our ancestors. It is indeed a gift from our ancestors, but how have we used it? To distance ourselves from each other, get full of ourselves and argue. I doubt the ancestors wanted such fates for us. I'm glad the orb is now in the hands of someone who's not afraid to commit deeds of greater good. I couldn't use it any better. I was too shy even to talk about my feelings. I am still afraid, but now I know I need to learn. What are you gonna do now? I'll go traveling. There's so much wonder in this world, so many things I should see and taste. New lands, new faces, new occupations. Maybe I'll even become a pirate. They're just like, what? They're just all, yeah, I knew it. What? What? Ha, look at your faces. I won't rob anyone. I want to become a pirate that kicks other pirates for piracy. And I also want to search for buried treasure and discover new lands. Wow, sounds really awesome. Now I want to become a pirate. Some other time, maybe. I got a lot of stuff to do here, and I really like this place. But keep a position open on your ship, a position for me on your ship, okay? I'll have a peg leg and a hook. Question is, can I get a hook and still have all my hands intact? I doubt it, but you could take a sickle. Sickle? A sickle? Really, though? Do you want to become a pirate too, Miss Seer? We could all sail under our flag as a team. Would be so cool. I'll start making pirate songs right now. It's not what I meant. Thinking about sickles gave me an idea. We still don't know who our enemy is. Surely we know about the Hollow, but who is behind it? I might have one good lead. We likely have clashed with... At that moment, a portal appeared in the tree I was leaning upon, a standard Legion portal. I recognized it by its purple hue and a remarkable feeling of being sucked in by a huge vacuum cleaner. What the hell? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is everything I wanted to know. Tiamat's tone is impenetrable. I don't know what to make of it. It's too late to feel worried, but I can't stop shivers from running down my tail. I was expecting many things, but this... Tiamat makes a long pause, and the pause seems like a whole eternity for me. Okay, obviously we've read a lot of this. Okay, so we're back. We went through those credits, nothing crazy. So the ending there, what's funny is that Tiamat sucks Lucy through the portal, and she still gets the Orb of Fate because it's sewn to Lucy's soul. So she still gets the Orb of Fate, so she gets rewarded. Lucy gives Tiamat some good head, and yeah. So in some cases, for some people, that might feel like the best ending, just because Tiamat is basically pleased. Like, I mean, a little bit. Tiamat is a little bit pleased, and you did cure you cured Laura, or Lara, I guess, or whatever. And the other elves are all happy with you. So, like, really, for a lot of people, that might be considered the best ending. But for me, honestly, the full-on evil ending was I preferred. Like, in general, it just felt better to me. That one was not bad. It was wild. there was some twists there that were ridiculous. But altogether, it was really, really neat. And yeah, but I think my favorite ending is the one where you go full on Tiamat. I think for me that's the best one, because Tiamat's obviously super pleased with you, and I think that was best case scenario. So anyway, wow, what a game, dude! Holy shit, what a game! I feel like we've pretty much seen it all. There's definitely probably a few more bad endings and whatnot. But I think that's basically it. Ending-wise, I do think we probably got all the endings, but there's probably some other like dead ends that we probably didn't get. Because you saw by that percentage, apparently I've seen 71% of what's available. So there's probably more dead ends and stuff, but let me double check my guide, but I think that might be it. Okay, yeah, so that is basically it. What's left is there's other CGs that I haven't gotten, of course, because there's a few other, like, ways to get other routes that have the same endings. Ending-wise, we did get it, but there's also several other dead ends that we didn't get. But this isn't a 100% playthrough. I just wanted all the big endings, because after I got one of them, I wanted to see the others. And I'm glad I did, because getting my favorite ending, the big evil ending, I think was better. I think that was my favorite one. Second favorite, probably the one that we just did, probably because Tiamat is still pleased and you cured Laura, which I liked. And the other elves are really happy with you. I think that's kind of neat. But yeah, wow, what a game. What a game, dude. So that was super, super cool. I definitely want to see if what else these devs have made, because really, like, very pretty art style. Some of these visual novels, art style wise, aren't the flashiest, but this one was very well made, really funny dialogue. There was lots of dialogue that I found very funny, and it was super good. So I definitely want to check out to see what else these devs have done. But wow, what a cool game. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know what's coming next, but we will be finding out very shortly. So anyway, that is going to call for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the content today, and we will talk to you guys later. Oh, did I just collateral that guy? Yeet. There, you go first. He's like, I think it's clear, man. You're good. As the great Bob Ross would say, what a happy accident. Later, idiots. I could hear Darth Vader in my head. I have you now. No, walk it off, bro. You're okay. It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up. That was so perfect.